and Masse. I thought we would do some things in it. Oh, look, see, my spine's already like chipping and peeling. That's why I don't buy these books. They're junk. This is already ripped right there. And I haven't used it much. And it's not like it's being banged around much. It sits at the bottom of a frickin' pile. I almost just spilled coffee. Let's do the scenery pages. Let's see what I have here for scenic stuff. Oh, we have to put stuff away from our last project. So we do that. Okay, let's look through what we have and try and come up with something. That's cool. This is all like, except for this is National Geographic. Obviously, I'm going to have enough to do multiple scenic pages if I wanted. But we're just going to pick a good mix. Like, we could use that. We need some smalls sometimes. I like this with the flowers, and I like that for the colors. I like the idea of this to go over another piece like this one, right? So we'll take those two. Let's see. Leaves changing in the fall is nice. I guess we could put a volcano. See, I like that. Different colors there. Different colors there. Here's some smalls. Smalls are important. We might want this for the flowers. Snow. A building for some reason. This is a whole page. Like, that's a whole thing. Here's another whole thing. Ooh, that is really pretty, though. We might do something else with that someday. That's really pretty. That's pretty. People on a boat. And it's a deer, but I want to call it a goat. That's pretty. These are big, like really big pieces. So it has to be really special if I'm going to put the big piece in. This might be nice with the flowers. And another small one. Okay, so we got a good start. I got more than I need for sure. For sure. Okay. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll put all this stuff in and then I'll fussy cut some mountains and add mountains to the mountains. Right? Right? Okay, let's add these two because I really like this idea of this majestic beauty overlappy crap. The overlappy crappy. Trim it up. Sorry, it's gonna get loud here for a second. Brian is mowing next to my building. I apologize for the loudness. I should have shut the cameras off. They're gonna be going off like crazy the whole time. The whole time he's a mowing. Majestic beauty. Grab out the big guns. I think I'm going to have to get another laptop. Like, it's so awesome because all the things happen at once. So I have, you know, my car just went through all that shit with my car. Both of the kids, you know, electronics really, they've really been overdue for a while, but they really just like died. Like, you know, dangerous. Like Vera's was overheating and Lillian's was just running like crap. So they both really needed them, so new electronics for them. And now I'm going to need a laptop, and I guess the good part is that I can finance it through PayPal for 6 months, which I could probably have it paid off in 6 months. And the one that I'm looking at is a Google Chromebook because everything I do is with Google. So like my laptop is a Mac, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but Google and Mac don't like each other, and their electronic, their integration is not friendly with each other. So it's really hard. It's really hard to make it work. because of the I might save those for the letters. It's really hard to make it work because of the, I do things, my phone is a Google and my laptop is a Mac, and they don't play nicely together. So I think my next investment will probably just be a Chromebook. It's going to be a Chromebook. I have one picked out. I think it'll work well for business and play. Not like I do a lot, but I do like to play some games on my laptop. And my Mac is out of date for updates. They are no longer updating it. So things like my browser updates all the time. Chrome, I use Chrome browser. It updates all the time, and every time that it updates, it gets slower and slower on my laptop, okay? So I think I'm gonna end up just doing it, you know. I hate to put myself into that kind of a hole again, but I might not have a choice. One of my mountains just went flying. Flying mountains. I'm gonna have to just wait. I'm gonna have to just glue something down. So we're gonna just glue it, okay? Just gonna do this. But yeah, so, you know, if anybody has a Chromebook, how do you like it? Because it's not like it matters. It's what I'm getting. It's not like, you know, anybody's opinion would sway me, because that's what I really don't have a choice than to get a Chromebook, because like I said, my business and everything is stored through my Google account. So, you know, I pay to have Google cloud service every year. I pay an amount for that. I'm going to be upgrading that so that I can access more of the features through Google's cloud service, you know, and I'm going to be paying more, like a couple $100 a year for that. And it's just, I have to, you know, when you have a business, it's funny because when all of this cloud internet stuff came about, right? I don't know, how long ago was it? 10 years ago, maybe. I said that, how the hell, that is never going to last. How the hell do you want me to store my stuff in nowhere? You know, because it's not on a drive or anything. And I mean, I have external hard drives and I have flash drives and I use them. I try to back everything up. But I was like, how, ooh, which one do I like more? I like the flowers more. I like the flowers. Because look, it's that page, so it's kind of like, you know. But now it's like you need the cloud space, and when you own a business, you do have to pay for storage to some extent. If you're doing anything online, if you're doing any of your own bookkeeping or business marketing or anything like that, and I do all my own stuff. I do my own taxes, I do all my own bookkeeping, I do all my own stuff, so I need that storage space. And I have digital content, and I have you know, this videos, and I'm trying to download my videos now so that they're in one place. I'm trying to remember to do that, and that's tough. So I really need another laptop for that, because again, transferring from this to a Mac, which means I have to go into my Google Photos through the browser, which is no big deal. And then I have to download it to Mac. And because I don't pay for cloud service with Mac, it says to me all the time, no space, no space, no space for this stuff. So I can't keep any of it on there for any period of time. I have to immediately transfer it, which is no big deal. And I do that. But if it's stuff that I'm going to be deleting immediately, like my listings, the things that I'm putting up on my website, because I don't list on my website through my phone like I do with my sorry, loudness. I don't list through my phone on my website because it's much easier to do from the browser, and Etsy is much easier to do from my phone. So it's like, you know, we're back and forth. But it's just a whole thing. You don't want to hear the ins and outs of my a boring part of my life. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I gotta get me a googly laptop. So yeah, if anybody has Chromebook experience, let me know what you think. My daughter, they use them for my daughter's, you know, the school system here uses the Chromebooks. That all started in 2021 school year with the COVID stuff, because 2020, you know, the kids were out of school for half the school year. Literally, my daughter went to school for her 100th day of school, and then within a few weeks, she was out for the rest of the year. It was the middle of March. And so she was out for the rest of the year, and a lot of kids don't have access to computers. At the time, I didn't have a good laptop, so she was doing stuff on my old Windows laptop that's like, you know, 112 years old. I would never own another Windows product for the rest of my life. Never. Sorry, I had to get loud because I would never. What a horrible system. But anyway, she had to use that for her schooling, you know, the little bit that she could do. A lot of the kids around here couldn't do any schooling because the internet out here in these rural areas is very limited. And they passed this law to bring better internet coverage to the rural areas. And there's still parts up here on the Virginia line that aren't getting it, that aren't going to have any high-speed internet. So I ended up with it. They ended up coming through here this past spring, which I was ready to cry. I was so happy because you all know that, you know, if you followed me for any length of time, you know the crap, the internet crap that I have endured trying to stream. Uploading videos would take days, literally days. And that's if they would upload. I mean, there was a lot of times that I couldn't upload it unless I left my house to go into town somewhere. So we would go out to dinner just so I can upload a video. You know what I mean? Like, or upload 3 or 4 videos at a time, you know? So it was a thing. But yeah, so some of the areas, like I know people out on the Virginia line, it's not going there. So the people that I know, they signed up for Starlink. Elon Musk offered Starlink for free for however many months, 4 or 5 months, to areas in North Carolina because of the Hurricane Helene. Our county was part of that district that you could sign up for your Muskernet. I don't know, is that what you call Musk's internet? Muskernet, the Starlink crap. So they signed up for that, and they ended up getting a few months of it for free because we're in the region for it. But they pay for it now. But you got all of the installation, everything for free. And if you look up Starlink now, it's a lot of money for the equipment and then the service. I don't know how much it is now. When I was looking into it, it was $120 a month. I didn't sign up for the free one because I didn't know that our region, I didn't know that our county was in the same region as the western counties to receive it. So by the time I found out, it was like the last month that it was free. And it would have been worth it to get. It would have been worth it to get just to get rid of my crappy internet. That was in January that it ended. The Starlink ended for free. It would have been worth it to get the equipment for free. But I knew the fast internet was on its way down my road, and I knew it was going to cost less than $120 a month. And I knew this because during Hurricane Helene, they were running it down my area, through my area. They didn't do it on the day of the hurricane, you know, obviously. But they didn't do it on the day of the hurricane. But their stuff was out here in my yard for, 2 weeks after the hurricane. I don't know what the purpose of that was. They didn't work on it at all for like 2 weeks after the hurricane. And it just sat here in my yard. All this stuff to bury the wire and shit. But yeah, so it's hard to run. It's hard. Running a small business is difficult, and the government and the way things are going is getting even harder. I mean, it's getting harder by the day. Shipping prices just went up again. I had somebody message me on Etsy about why the exorbitant shipping prices, and I use Etsy's shipping. I don't set them, so I tried to explain that to them, and they told me I should set my own shipping rates to you know, a lesser amount. And I told them, I said, well, I have the free shipping guarantee if you spend $35. And she said, I don't want to spend $35. I just want this one book, and I don't want to pay $5.67 for media mail. I said, I'm sorry, that's USPS rates, and that's what it's going to cost no matter where you go. So, you know, people are mad, and I don't blame them. You know, I wish I could control the shipping. You know, I wish I could do something about it, but I cannot. And I can't afford to eat, you know, that cost every single time. I eat enough of it as it is to try and lower rates, you know. So I gotta clean this up a little bit. It's got too many crookedy dookities. So yeah, if you are a buyer, please know that we as sellers, we are not trying to make any money out of you for shipping. I mean, I'm not. I can't speak for every seller. I know some people charge a little bit more. I don't charge more for shipping. I send you exactly what it is, and I go the cheapest way. Sometimes it's UPS, sometimes it's USPS. When you buy books, media mail's not always the cheapest, so remember that. Media mail, you know, Ground Advantage is cheaper than media mail sometimes, even though with the new rates that just went up, Ground Advantage went up, so I don't know if that's still true. They went up in July. I don't know how that works now, but yeah, so it's not our faults, okay? I do what I can to lower shipping prices, and I offer discounts to people who subscribe to who are Ko-fi subscribers of mine. They get discounts. They get 10% off all of their orders through my YouTube channel, so that offsets some of the shipping costs whenever they buy something from me. You know, so it's just, I really like this one, but it's too big to go anywhere. Too big, too big, too big, too big, too big, too big. Maybe if I cut some of the sky off, but I really like all the rocks in the water. I really want all the rocks. I want the rocks. All of the stinking rocks. I think I could put that there. Can I get away with that? It's kind of big. What if I trimmed the side of it a little bit? Ooh, what if I did this? Like I said I was gonna do. Fussy cut in some mountains. I have to go in and check on my girls to make sure they're still cleaning their rooms. They share a room. Yeah, put this somewhere. Somewhere. No, I don't think so. It's gonna look weird right there. It's gonna look weird. Well, that's our mountain page. How long are we into this? 18 minutes. We're gonna call it there. Mountainous beautifulness, majestic beauty. Thanks for listening to me ramble about whatever, and I will see you soon. Ta-ta for now.